Seeing all these Sphere items come out of the ground over the last couple months since the crash of the Sphere occurred, it's definitely been something that I've really taken keen interest in. It's very weird. It seems like it's all a scam, you know. It's ridiculous. However, I have a dramatic amount of science and a great deal of information that says otherwise. So it's really hard to swallow that pill. Here's a hole that is being dug in Ojuelos de Jalisco. And I mean, definitely fresh ground. This goes on here for the next few minutes. And as you'll see, you know, every shovel, every weed, every root is taken. I've sped up some and slowed down some to show a more encapsulating experience here, because it's, you know, 30 minutes or more of just picking at the ground in different angles and such. So, you know, clearly this hole was dug, and you know, the Sphere's been out of the ground for a couple months now. And so when you look at these roots and you look at some of the formations in the ground here, this isn't a few months worth of growth. This would had to have been done years ago. That's pretty common logic to me at this point. I know plants and I know seasons and I know how things grow, and I'm not an expert or anything of that nature. I do own a cannabis company and have been around a lot of vegetation, so I have a you know, pretty decent understanding. And you know, cannabis actually grows really fast compared to a lot of plants and things out there. So seeing these established root systems and root zones, you know, inch thick or more roots, this is definitely something that's probably been here for more than a season or two. The reason I say all this is it's very, very important when you're looking at the item that's going to come out of this hole. And you know, a lot of the items that have come out lately have had this Sphere symbol on it. We've documented thousands of pieces with many hundreds of them depicting spheres and things of that nature, flying vessels, flying UFOs, but spheres is something that's more common than UFOs on these pieces. But never the chip design. Never did we see that on any piece to my knowledge. Now, the person that's digging this hole, I had him look through his father's collection, which was left to his grandmother. His grandfather's collection, which was left to his grandmother. And there was an item that is in there that he has known of for over 5 years, a tablet that'll be shown here at the end of this, that he claims had the chip design on it. That was the first time he could find or document with this item. It's something that I look at as, you know, I'd looked through every picture that I've ever taken and didn't see another chip design. But you know, unless you know what you're looking for, things can be overlooked. And I think that's interesting. You know, when obviously these guys down here are finding out about this and seeing themselves firsthand this chip design coming out of the ground, it has to be quite alarming and shocking. Like, holy cow, I just found something related to something they're talking about on, you know, TV, what landed in Colombia. How's that even possible? You know, it really, the whole entire situation here is unbelievable to me in many ways. I spent years as a skeptic trying to understand this, trying to get to the truth. And, you know, I went both ways on this, leaning towards one thing or the other. You've seen my videos, you've seen me post things in the past where I was coming out saying things might have been falsified or not true. Well, the reality is the science wasn't being done in the right fashion. Now that we've got a proper lab that's doing research and proper scientists who know what they're looking for, who have worked for the world's leading experts on this topic, which are rare because not very many people are allowed to research this. The only people who are researching this are doing so with their own funding. There's no institutions, there's no grants, there's no universities, there's nothing that are researching this. It's even with the government institutions like the INAH, getting them to come out and do a dig with you or to see these items, to excavate these items, to research these items. No, it's just not going to happen. They've been asked. They've wrote letters stating that they believe it's all a hoax, based that it's modern. They said that there's no way that this is real because they've never found anything like it. But there's many people who disagree with them that said that they've taken the items from them and put it into INAH possession, and now they're nowhere to be found. So as you can see, this is a large mosaic sphere coming out of the ground. This thing is massive. These things weigh, I've documented them, up to 65 pounds. They're a ceramic core on the inside, or a geopolymer core on the inside, that is fitted with all of these stones glued onto the surface. And as you can see, there's the chip design right on the sphere. And it's still planted in the dirt here, as you can see as well. So, obviously we have a lot of questions to answer. Carbon-14 dates will be ran on the glue. There'll be other tests, scanning electron microscope tests. When we've scanned these and looked at these from this person and this area before, we found manganese deposits, we found advanced geopolymer knowledge, we found gold and other things like the inlays here that are being shown. It's a lot. So we will definitely report back with new information as soon as we find it. This will be researched. This is in our collection, and we'll let you know as soon as anything comes out. We thank you very much. Please like and subscribe our channel. Until next time.